All right, y'all. So we had some gigantic breaking news come in last night, and this is a sign of what's to come in the near future. So Democrat James Malone defeated the Republican County Commissioner Josh Parsons in the special election for Pennsylvania's District 36. So he flipped a district that Trump carried by 15.4% in the 2024 election. So in other words, this isn't really a swing district. This is a safely Republican district. And here we have our first piece of evidence of what the political landscape looks like after Trump's first 2 months. And remember, this is only 2 months we're talking about here. In 2 months, you've seen these people implode. Elon Musk's approval rating is like below that of Joe Biden. Trump is already underwater, even though historically this would be a honeymoon period for any president. Biden, in his first month, was plus 17. Trump is now underwater. So understand that, man. Plus 15.4 Republican district. The Democrat ended up winning by 1 or 2 percentage points. That is a colossal swing away from the Republicans. So look, this is just validation for everything that we've been telling you on this show. Anybody who's been paying attention, even a little bit, to what's going on with the Trump regime is absolutely positively mortified, right? I mean, there is no area in which they are doing good things. They're not moving the ball down the field in the proper direction. They are destroying everything. So what is leading to this? Look, I think first and foremost, the economy. There's evidence of an economic contraction, a recession coming up. Trump putting on tariffs, taking off tariffs, putting on tariffs, taking off tariffs is leading to tremendous market instability. The stock market is plummeting. You also have inflation at the same time. So we're looking at stagflation, which is the worst of all worlds economically. You're looking at layoffs of anywhere from 100,000 to 250,000 government workers at the same time. Now, I've certainly seen anecdotal evidence of many, many people being laid off in the private sector. I think the economic data is going to start to reflect that very soon. Now, most economic experts are predicting majority chance of a recession coming up in the short term. And so with the economy imploding, with the social safety net being slashed relentlessly by Elon illegally with DOGE, and then add on top of that, the insane warmongering of the Trump administration, where he bragged about bombing Yemen, bragged about bombing Somalia. They're planning war with Mexico. They're planning war with Iran. Never mind trying to steal Greenland and Panama. Never mind saying, we're going to own Gaza. We're going to own Gaza. We'll build some casinos and hotels on the beach. It'll be beautiful. They have tremendous weather. We're going to kick out the Palestinians. They're not allowed back in, but we're going to own Gaza. With stuff like that going on, there is no way that if you pay attention, you don't walk away from this going, I don't like this. I don't like this. That's why we've been covering the stories. How many examples on TikTok of people who voted for Trump? Like, I didn't fucking want this. What the fuck is this? Veterans now turning on Trump in massive numbers. They're trying to lay off 80,000 people at the VA. They got rid of the suicide assistance hotline for veterans. I mean, this is what we're seeing is unprecedented in modern American history. And then on top of all of it, and we'll do a bigger story on this tomorrow, but on top of all of it, they are collapsing the Social Security system right in front of our eyes. The most popular government program in this country, which took the senior poverty rate from 40% down to 10%. The whole point is let's not have homeless elderly people. That's why this program exists. They're destroying it right in front of our eyes. Completely illegally, completely unconstitutionally. They're laying off 50% of the Social Security Administration, shutting Social Security offices all over this country, taking payments away from people who deserve them rightfully because they say, this person's dead or this person wasn't born in America, even though it's always people born on U.S. soil in a military base overseas. They go, that doesn't count. We had one person by the name, I forget the exact name, it was Leonard something, very generic name. That dude got his payments cut off because they said, you died. Well, what happened? It's likely the case that there was one person who had his name who passed away and they just cut off the payments to all of them because this is what they do. DOGE and Elon say they're going after waste, fraud, and abuse. In reality, they're doing nothing of the sort. They're just destroying every government agency that Elon doesn't like. And Elon is an anarcho-capitalist for you, but for him, he wants all the government money in the world. He's a massive welfare queen. He gets $8 million a day in government subsidies, but he wants to keep getting that money while cutting off Social Security, slashing Medicare and Medicaid, destroying the CFPB, the anti-scam police, destroying the Department of Education. Now they're going after FEMA. So that, bro, I'm telling you, Trump plus 15.4 district, the Democrat wins. The Democrat wins. And if Trump continues on the same trajectory that he's been doing, right, you might not be safe as a Republican in a Trump plus 25 district. Trump plus 25. I know that sounds extreme, but I'm telling you, as soon as the economy implodes, which it's happening right in front of our eyes, and you slash the social safety net, it's a wrap, dog. And then I think Trump genuinely believes, oh, if those things are happening and they're bad and it hurts me politically, what will help me is the rally around the flag effect if I start a massive war. And I know he thinks that way because this is what he said when Obama was in office in his second term. He said, I bet Obama's going to start a war with Iran to make his approval rating go up. There's a famous tweet where he says that. And so what's Trump going to do? He looks at the social safety net being ripped to shreds, the economy imploding. He's going to say, well, how could I give me a cheap way of getting my numbers back up? And he would think, oh, if I just wage war with Iran or do war in Mexico, then it'll work out. But here's the problem with that kind of thinking. That only works. The rally around the flag effect only works if there's a massive attack on U.S. soil, right? So in other words, I don't know, maybe they consider a false flag. Maybe he would do a false flag. I wouldn't put anything fucking by these people. But you need a massive attack on U.S. soil. Then you need a massive propaganda buildup to paint the picture for Americans so they feel like, oh, that's the answer. We got to go after the sons of bitches who attacked us. And the answer is Saddam Hussein is what they thought back when Bush invaded Iraq. But that was after literally a year or two of relentless propaganda where they said, he's the problem. He did it. Here are the connections. Here's what you need to know. And Americans said, okay, well, we were attacked on 9/11. Now they're saying this guy's responsible. Bush's approval rating at the time was like fucking 90%. And so that's why he was able to get away with it. It's not going to happen this time. You think Americans don't realize that Trump is the one warmongering as he threatens like 7 different countries on a daily basis? Of course they fucking realize it. So they're going to look at it as, this is a war of aggression, right? That's how they're going to see it. And he's not going to get the rally around the flag effect. He's not going to get the bump up in his poll numbers. It'll go down even more. Totally, completely, and utterly fucking miscalculated. And the scary thing is, they are acting like they'll never have to face voters again. This is a point that Crystal has made time and time again, and I think it's true. When you have like Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, out there saying, if my mom, 94 years old, missed a Social Security payment, she wouldn't complain. She'd just wait for the next month and hope it comes then. When you have these people saying things like that, it really looks like they feel like, oh, we'll just stay in power come hell or high water, even if we have to fucking disregard elections, right? So again, what we're talking about here is a county commissioner position for Pennsylvania, right? So it's a state level position. But I do think this is analogous to what would happen at the federal level, the national level as well. Trump plus 15.4 district. He ended up winning. The Democrat ended up winning. So there's a lot more of this to come, man. We just got to make sure they don't put their thumb on the scale and they don't try to rig it and they don't try to steal it by any means necessary. So it's already happening. It's been 2 months. It's 2 months. And there's already massive buyer's remorse. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.